welcome to this live stream of the medieval town square. It's completely forgot what I was doing then. I'm just gonna actually just notice now. Oh, let's mute that as well. Sorry, I wasn't quite ready there. So, welcome to the live stream of the medieval town square bag 7. Today we're going to build bag 7, and then we're going to throw all the pictures that we take and produce a video from that. So I build in stop motion. So if you're not quite sure what's going on, I build in stop motion using this camera here. You can barely see it because of the lighting. I take a photo every time I put a brick down, or actually I take 2 photos, and then at the end of it all, I put all those photos together to create a little video which shows you the set building, and that's how all my videos on here are made. Sometimes a bit of background magic as well. But today we're going to build bag 7. It's a very small bag by the looks of it. I might move on to bag 8. I have got it out, but I might not. In fairness, let's look at the amount of pieces. There's barely any in this bag. It's not really worth being a bag. The only thing I've just realised I'm missing is my tray. It's been a week. The room has been turned upside down in the meantime. I've been away, and yeah, so I don't know where anything is right now. So I'm just going to build off the desk, and I haven't even got a drink, so it's going to be one bag today. Let's be fair. If you want to know anything along the way, shout along and ask. Now, camera-wise, the main view you can see here is just the GoPro, and that's going to be what I use 90% of the time while we're building. Meanwhile, that's another camera to point at me, but the one you see in that top right-hand corner, so there, look at that, you can see multiple fingers pointing in it. That is what my camera is seeing, and so if I adjust anything, if I zoom in and out, you'll see it in a very, very slow, like 3 frames per second frame rate. I'll change the focus, you'll also see it, and I have it up on the second screen just over here so I can see it, and mostly I will use the view on the actual camera to just check what I'm doing. I try not to touch that. So one of the key things, wow, this bag has literally got like 10 pieces in it. It's a few more than 10, but I normally have a little tray which I hold everything on, but I'm going to be fair, I don't need the tray today. Right, so let's get all these bits out of the way. Oh, okay, there's a couple of extra bits hanging there. Right, I think what we're doing today is we're actually building some of the plant pots, the chimney, and that's about it, I believe. Right, so with stop motion, one of the really key things to do is to not have any movement. And so, whoa, we've got some bee parts in here. So let's have a look at that now. I think this is new for this set. I don't know if we're going to see it. I'm going to try and get as close as I can to the camera, but there you go, you can just about see that. It's a little bumblebee, and it's a really cool piece. I am definitely losing those because I have children. Anyway, yeah, what I was saying, one of the important things in stop motion is to not have any movement in your set. So for this, my camera here is sat on a tripod. If you see, if I even move it slightly, yeah, the GoPro had loads of movement there. Luckily the camera wasn't too bad. I'm just going to make sure I've got no wiring in the way. There's so much can go wrong in doing stop motion, so much you can sort of do and not realise until much later on, and it can be really annoying. Right, because it's all focused on this house, I'm going to leave it like that. So if you saw the start, my last video, sorry, I'm just looking and thinking here at the same time. I can do both at the same time, I promise. So if I pull that back, the lighting, I'll get a bit more light shining. So I'm going to have some light just shining into that. Also, the white backdrop here should shine some up into the inside, because we're going to be putting a few bits inside today on bag 7. I'll get the instructions up soon so you can see. Sorry, I'm all over the place because I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing and talk at the same time. Never works well. Right, blue tack, my specialities. There we go. So yeah, I don't want basically any movement. Oh yeah, I've got to do that. Getting reminders on my phone at the same time. So we're going to put this right in the centre today. The reason for that is once I've got this centralised as well and broken something off. Oh, it's the lady, that's fine. Not bothered about her breaking off. So I'm going to put that there. And then I get a nice bit of spin on this, hopefully. I would prefer it to be forward a bit, you know, actually. So if we put it, so yeah, I put this right in the middle, and then all my set movements are done on the set itself, by the set itself. So we're just going to lower the camera just slightly, maybe even zoom out just a little bit and move it that way so that we can see. Reason being, I want to be able to spin it, but I don't want it to catch. And then, so if we put that down, so, one sec. Blower, blower, blower. I've lost my blower. There it is. Blower. Little hairs, little bit of dust, all that sort of stuff. I do have a paintbrush as well to get that off, but it just helps control the environment in which this set is in. Right, so that's sort of central, very out of focus, very in focus. So the plan is it's going to spin. We've got a chimney to build here, and then we've got stuff to build on the inside as well. So actually let's just go an inch, a few millimeters I should say. I don't work in inches. So that can spin, chimney, boop boop boop, and then the front. Yep. So I've had a quick glance through the instructions, and I'm going to mostly ignore them. And the reason for that is I've just boobed. The reason for that is I'm going to, let me put the instructions up. So we will build the minifigure in a moment. So this suggests that we build the back with all this pretty stuff. My phone as well. I can see the messages if you are watching, and I will reply to them. Right, so we're going to build a door, and then we're going to build this tapestry bit. And the reason I want to do this now is because we're going to build the figure, then we're going to build the bit that goes in the middle. And then we're going to attach it to the main build. So actually this might take longer than I was expecting. Right. So me preparing this set has been completely pointless because I'm actually not doing that first. I will leave the blue tack on it there. And what we'll do is we'll start the tapestry. And for that we're going to zoom right in. I think we're going to put a little minifigure there just so we can see where she should be and get the focus right. Take a blank shot. No, we won't take a blank shot because we're not on the right setting. We want to be on here. I'm going to have that minimized. There we go. Blank shot. Go back, delete the previous shot. There we go. So, try not to have that banging. What I was saying is it's good to not have anything moving really in stop motion. It makes it look a hell of a lot better. And it's good to sort of pre-plan a bit, like I'm just doing, of what you want to do. And to not block your mouse out. There we go. Right, so build, 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 build. Slide, 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 I see. Okay, let's do this. Let's actually build something rather than chatting all day long. So for this bit, because I'm not planning on turning it, I'm going to put 2 pieces of blue tack on it. One slightly forward of centre, one slightly back of centre. I'm going to work out exactly where I want it. Take a photo. Take a photo. And push it down. There we go. I was just checking that everything sort of where I wanted it. And it's in focus. There we go. Right, what do we need to do then? Let's get building. I'm going to build fairly quickly. I'm probably going to go quiet for a bit. I might talk a little bit about the different techniques I'm using. Or I might not, we'll see. Main things, like I said, I'm taking a photo. I'm actually taking 2. So I take a photo, push the bricks down, take another photo. And that creates just the kind of stop motion that I really like. The sort of it looks like it's building itself, and you'll see that when I'm done, of how the pieces sort of all just come together. And we've gone wrong already. So another thing is to really concentrate on what you're doing, because otherwise you build it wrong and it looks silly. Right, so it should have been 2 of these. Clip, clip. So 2 photos. These. I push them down. Oh, and we'll do the minifigure actually. After this one, we'll build the minifigure. I'm not building that in stop motion right now. So if you have been watching my channel in the past, you know I certainly used to release a minifigure every day. I will be getting back on that soon. It's just been a bit of a busy year so far. But I've got the Native Americans to do. I've got all the figures from this to do. How bad was that? So, what I was saying right at the start was, it's very important to not knock your tripods. Right, we're going to delete the very last picture. So what I did, I pushed my foot against it. This is a bit of a new setup, so I am getting used to it. So that's probably why. Okay, so it did move a little bit, but I'm going to allow it. Because otherwise I've got to go back and retake everything. I'm just going to watch myself on that camera. I've got the tripod at full height today. I am actually looking at having a bar across or something. It's just working out what will work for this setup and what won't make a mess, basically. So the big problem is you don't want to knock your tripod or anything. You don't want your camera knocking. You don't want it knocked when you're touching your desk and stuff like that. So it can sometimes get a bit difficult not to make movement, which, I mean, a little bit here and there is fine, but for me, I like to try and get it as perfect as possible when I'm doing the stop motion. Anyway, I think it's probably more prevalent in builds, because in sort of animation you can get away with a little bit of motion here and there, and you can sort of work it into the animation as well. You might even move the camera around following the character, but with the builds, when they're very still, it suddenly can become really hard to not make a complete mess of it if you've got lots of motion in there. Right, these 2 bits. You might notice as well, I'm doing the same. If the bricks are the same, I'm generally doing them at the same time, because my castle, although I did every brick individually pretty much, my god, it took forever. And this set, I want to be a bit quicker this time. So actually, this is quite funny. On the manual, it shows you pushing these on right at the top and sliding them down. So you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have them slide down in roughly 4 movements. So I've done 2. It's going to be 5 movements. 3, 4, and then 5. And it's quite a cool build technique actually. Quite like this. Just going to make sure it's straight. Right, and then this piece across the top. And I think what we're building here is the tapestry making kit, I want to say. I don't actually know what it's called. What you make a tapestry on. Right, so this one, again, these can be a bit hard to clip on without it sort of looking weird. So, again, I'm just gonna probably not 6, I'd imagine. bit of hair there. Looks like one of mine. Makes a change, not to be one of my children's. So we're just going to speed these up. So I'm going to use a technique called easing in, easing out here, where I've sort of done small movements at the start, big movements in the middle, and I'm going to do small movements at the end again, just slowing it down. It's just an animation principle, and it works. Actually, does work really, really well for this sort of animation. Just make sure they're at the top where they should be. Slide this on, and I'm really happy actually, because I don't know if you can see it at the moment, but on my camera I've got the set in the. Let me put this on here so you can see. You don't need to see the instructions for a minute. I do though. I need another screen. Oh, okay, maybe you want to look at the instructions so you can see what I'm seeing, but that should be fine. I know what to do. What I was going to say is this is dead center in the rule of 2/3. So if you keep something dead center, so it's between the 2/3. So if you have the rule of 2/3 lines, which is divides the picture up into 9 boxes, and if you're taking it in 9 by 16, I'm not sure if it's true for 4 by 3 or not. Oops, not done that. However, I do want to scroll up slightly. If you have it dead center, and then you make a vertical video out of it, it is absolutely perfect for the likes of TikTok and YouTube Shorts, which is really good when I'm trying to make little shorts off these videos to attract more people to the channel, to get more views, etc, etc. Which brings me on to, if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, it's well worth subscribing, because I produce lots and lots of Lego videos, and if you love Lego, you'll love this channel. Right. How was that for a plug? Of hitting that subscribe button and hitting that like button. Yeah, so if you haven't hit that like button, hit it already. Because I want these videos to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it will help me get that motivation back to do more. Which I really want to, I just haven't actually had time. More the issue recently. Just going to start moving this down, and again, so I did mention a minute ago the ease in, ease out, and I'm just going to show that here. So I'm just pushing the bricks down and just sort of moving a few bits as I want them to be perfect. I'm just doing little movements here, and now I'm going to start with a slightly bigger movement, and an even bigger movement. Again, the same, so very large movements at the end here, and then I'm just going to slow this right down and take this in about 3 steps, and that'll look really, really good on the camera at the end. Right, what now? Oh my hell. The instructions up. Right, if you've ever watched the channel before, you'll know I hate stickers. Some people love stickers. I was talking to a friend about this the other day. I'm saying actually putting stickers on is one of their favourite parts of building. Not for me. I want to get them too precise, too perfect, and it just drives me insane not getting them in the right place. But here we go. So this, again, we're going to just, instead of clipping these on, I'm just moving them to make that sort of action where it looks like coming into place. This is going to be hard now because I'm definitely going to move everything. as predicted. Oh my god, not set as well. Right, better idea, take one off, clip it all together, and put it at the same height. Actually, what I'm going to have to do here is take a photo, have a look, see what else moved, basically. I'm going to send this so I can take it off and actually clip it together. It is so hard. If you ever watch anyone who builds stop motion and you see very little movement in their set, just think of the amount of time they've dedicated to getting that right. I've just realised I can't see the messages. There we go. Now I can. I was on the wrong setting. So, take a photo. I'll just show you quickly. Keep it a bit interesting. Oh, not that one, this one. So, and we've got them the right program. So what I'm doing is just having a look to see, as I put those on, how much moved, and it's not too bad, honestly. Compared to how it's been sometimes, it's not bad. Right. Oh, I'm watching my mouse on the wrong screen of the screen that I'm... Oh god, this takes a long time when I do it like this. Right, and then we've got that window. So now we're going to move these down. I'm not going to bother too much with the easing these out here because this is going to be a very quick movement anyway. At least that's the plan. And just want to get these on. So again, I'm just going to support from the back. Give them a fair bit of push in. I was watching to see how much moved. Oh, that was good. Barely anything moved there. Other than the bits I wanted to, obviously. Right. I've seen something about this. So, this tapestry is supposed to go a certain way up, and this tapestry is really cool. And I need to get a brick separator, put it on. So my greatest fear, the stickers, and sort of line this up and have a look. So I saw another YouTuber saying that he put his tapestry that way up because it looked, because then you can actually hang it. But the manual shows it as this way up. I think I'm going to follow Lego's instructions now, but I might see if I can order get printed another sticker sheet, and maybe have dual-sided tapestry one way up, tapestry second way up, something like that. Right, what's the width? God, this is the bit I really hate. If you have any tips for how to put stickers on, you're more than welcome to give them all to me. No, see, that's really... I'm going to see this off camera. Do you think having kids would be expert at stickers already? Move some stuff so I don't accidentally hit things. Okay. Woo, that's the hard part. That's definitely the hard part. That just went from being a nice friendly build and this is how we do it video to kill me now. But there we go, tapestry on. And it's a really quite cool tapestry. If you notice, just trying to focus, it includes 2 sets on there. So at the very top it's the yellow castle, which is obviously the original, or the apparent original proper Lego castle. There was some in the suggested builds book before that. And then the second set has got the brick built horses, and it's the actual joust. I can't remember the name of the set, but it's the first ever Lego jousting set, and it came with these really cool brick built horses and the little king and queen in their little stadium. It's a set that would be awesome to have rebuilt actually. But tapestry done. So let's put it. Totally gonna do this. Have it there. There. Clicking in and revealing itself. That sounds a little weird. Again, small movements followed by big movements. And you'll see all that in the when I produce this video at the end. Like I say, I'll take it into DaVinci and you can watch me throw it together, which will be very quick, I promise. There we go, tapestry in place. Whew. Stressful part is over, hopefully. I don't put that sticker too high. Now, and I think that's probably tapestry done, thankfully. Oh, one more bit. What's that? One of those bars. Like that? Oh, is that like a loom? You know what? Do you make? I assume you make tapestries on a loom. I've never really thought of this before. There we go. Right. Okay, that looks really wonky. I didn't realise that. There we go. Let's just see that. That looks cool now. It sort of joins and links up. Right, and then it says, does this tapestry look familiar? The motif in the tapestry maker's latest design is actually based on the popular jousting tournament scene, the 1978 Lego model Freeze and Lego. Hang on, I can't read that. Sorry. Popular jousting tournament scene from the 1978 Lego model 375 Castle. Now I'm sure the joust was a separate piece. Oh, right. So movement again, small followed by big. So this is going to zoom in out, zoom towards the camera for a bit of fun. Meanwhile, we are going to remove the blue tack. And it's all going to go out of focus, which is really good. Right, I can hear a child banging on their door, so I'm just going to sort that out. Let's catch up with my own thing. Right. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? So now we're going to switch back to that camera so you can see it, because I didn't realize you can see it. And we're going to go back to where we started. and place this. I'm going to set this to a 35mm. And we're going to place this there so it can turn. There's your doorway we're going to do. There's the front we're going to do. There's the chimney we're going to do. And then here's, we've moved across quite a bit. But just there. We're just going to get the focus correct. Make sure the lighting's pretty good. Need to move it on that one tiny bit. There we go. And because I've got this, like I said, sort of on a piece of blue tack so it can move, I'm going to put a second and a third piece round the back outside just to hold it down so it doesn't move while I'm doing these next few pieces. Let's go with the next. So I'll show you the instructions again in a minute. So take photo, and again this is just going to be the exact opposite of what we just did. I just realised I haven't actually built the minifigure yet. It's quite a strange system on the floor in here. Quite clever because you can move it around easy. It sort of seems like a lot of wasted space in there, but I guess you can just pull the tapestry out and play with the house part. But it looks very cool. I think we've got some good lighting there actually. I'm just going to take one more photo just to be sure. And then we're going to start turning. I think. Just going to scroll back up. I'll put the instructions back on. I'm just going to scroll back up to see what I should have done first. So actually I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn and do the door. And then I'm going to do the pottery on the outside and the chimney and the bee bush. And the pail of water. And right at the end of this video I'll quickly show the minifigure. I'm not going to build her in stop motion today, but I'll show her anyway. And then I'll show how I actually put it all together. So, oops, I'm not connected to the right program. I should really do this as a hotkey, it would be a lot easier. Right. So these are going to come off for a minute. I'm going to twist. The same principle I've already been talking about. A few bits larger movements now. It can get really confusing because the camera sees it at one angle and I'm at the opposite. I'm not actually where the camera is, if that makes sense. So as we start, there's my trusty figure. I'm just going to put her there just so I can sort of use her face as a gauge of what's in focus. So that I can see now, I can't see her face. If I just adjust my focus slightly, I can, and then I can sort of take that photo, and it'll be very subtle to the watcher, the move, because it's almost part of the movement. To change focus, like the set was already moving, I've changed the focus, but you haven't sort of seen me do that, or you might have, but you might not realise quite what I did. I hope that's making some sense. Just to me. Click, click. Should have really started looking at how this door is built. Oh, that's good, it's a nice easy one. So, Oops. I'm somewhat foolish here. I shouldn't have closed this door yet. Oh well. That's alright. I wasn't sure how that would work with the door closing. Right, what I'm going to do, put that one there. This is going to be tough. Right, and open that. Sorry, this might be a bit tedious, this bit. Me. Right. There we go, that's better. Better way of making the door. And this is one of the things I always challenge myself in stop motion with, is building things in a way that probably I hope will look interesting. So building a door in place as opposed to just building a door and then putting it on always looks a bit better. Oh, 1 second. And we're back. Got a hot chocolate brought into me. Perfect. Right, where was I with this door? I was about to take a picture of these two pieces going on. One goes that way, one goes that way. Yeah, what I was saying is that I'd really like to challenge myself with... Oh, I've just realised I've got a drink in my flask. Oh well. I need the instructions back up. Yeah, so this one goes this way. Yeah, I like to challenge myself with building stuff in a way that maybe it shouldn't be built like. So doing it in where it should go, or more so it looks like little Lego sets just whoops coming together. Hey Andy Most, how are you doing? Oh god, this is going to be a tough bit. And the problem is, if you try and build in this weird way, half the time it doesn't work quite how you want it to. You've watched the stream a few times, I think, haven't you? If I recall. I'm sure you've said hello to me a few times and I missed it. Call it straight off the bat this time. I've lost my instructions. Where have they gone? There we go. Right, last few bits on here, I think. On the doorway at least. And that one. Right. Take a photo. You having a good evening? Enjoying watching some Lego being built. Very, very slowly, I must say. Just going to push that all together. And then the next one. God, this bit is like fiddly to try and do without making a right mess of it. There we go. Yep. And the handle. Thank God. I said this was a small bag. I expected this to be an easy bag. The reason it's small is because it's lots of fiddly little bits. At least we've got a handle now, so the door's going to be a bit easier to open and close. Really cool door though. I love the way they've done the tiling on here. Yeah, certainly very slow and very careful, because a slight nudge, I don't know if you saw it at the start of the video, I kicked the camera by accident, kicked the tripod. A slight nudge just makes it all look wobbly. You can get away with one or two, but not too many. That door is awesome. It looks like proper green, little green painted wood that's got little chips in it. The black behind it makes it look like a shadow. That's really cool. Right, next. So we're going to turn the set around again. Now we're going to put a couple of pumpkins and a beehive in. Fiddly. Yes, it is, certainly is fiddly. Right, turning the set. Just take a picture because I don't know what the last picture was. I'm really looking forward to getting this on the other half, I hope. Yeah, I haven't lost the other half. So taking those blue tacks off before I turn it so I don't get smudged all across the table. And then I'll just put that up there so you can see the movements. I just need to get on to there. So the bee's hive is going here, I believe. A little rotation. I'm looking forward to sort of doing a video of this, or putting all of these little videos of this half of the house coming together, because this one's been quite different and some techniques have used. Right, just slowing down. I'm just going to get that focus back on using my lady. There we go. Problem is the focus ring always knocks the set just that tiny bit. So we just have to make sure I've taken another photo afterwards. There we go. Right, so next photo, and then instructions. Where have you gone? Yeah, time. The time to make a stop motion is huge, really. I mean, you can. I've done some where I've thrown them together really, really quickly, like some of the smaller sets. But there's one or two videos I haven't necessarily. I don't even know if I've released some of them yet. Oops. I'm duck under a light to see what I'm supposed to be doing here. And I've done a few animations. I've done a few sort of videos that I'm not overly happy with, that they've either got camera movement or something went wrong in them and I haven't released them, or like the X-Wing, the UTS X-Wing, I sat on that for months because I wasn't happy with the final output because it was wobbly. So that's the bucket's gonna have a little splash effect on it. So I think we've got an extra. One. Hopefully, let's put the tiniest bit of blue tack on there. I must have some laying around without having to pull from the set. This is the end of this part of the set. So this is bag 7. What do you mean of this bag? This is bag 7 of 25, I want to say. This is the end of this section, which is going to join to the section from the first 3 or 4 bags. But yes, we're almost there. Okay, so I'm hoping that looks like a splash of water coming out. I'm not quite sure. You can see the blue tack on it. Yeah, it is. Hang on. I've got the box. If I can lift it without knocking my camera. I hope you can see it. I can't quite see what I can see on there at the moment. So it's the medieval town square. Let me see if I can see. Oops. Yeah, you can see me. So we've built this central section, building this bit at the minute, and then we're going to come on to this bit in the next couple of bags, and then we've got all this side to build. So it's 3,304 pieces. It just came out this year. It is an awesome set. Oh, I've opened it the wrong way. I'm really looking forward to actually using it in some animations as like background filler pieces. It's one of the main reasons I brought this set. I've already started some sort of medieval animations, but this one I'm hoping, because it's will tie in really well with the castle. So if you haven't seen that, go and have a look. There's a 25-minute video I did building the castle like this, and it's really good. I mean that castle's 4,500 pieces, and it comes together really nicely. But yeah, this is a big set. It's going to take many weeks, if not months, to get it together. But I've built I can build a small set, like a 2 to 400 piece set. Oh, where are we? I keep getting the wrong thing selected. There we go. I can build, yeah, 2 to 400 piece set in an evening or two. I think the Sonic set, which was 1,000 pieces, although I used a slightly different technique back then, that took, sorry I'm not bending over here, that took 3 sittings I think, but I was proper going for it then. I was using a phone and I really wanted to get that set out really fast. I wasn't doing this whole sliding bits in and things like that, so it was a bit quicker. Now I'm a bit more, and I had a bit more motion and bits up in the set. Now I'm a bit more careful. I try and keep things very still. And it works. I think it's worth the effort. But I've sort of come to the conclusion that I like doing big sets rather than the small ones. Unless I can add some sort of really interesting elements into it. How does this work? I've been sitting on 2 sets that I really want to do for ages, which one is the Aston Martin, James Bond's Aston Martin. Because I'd love to add some sort of James Bondy themed stop motion story in with that. And the other is Groot. So the buildable Groot figure, although I think it'd be really hard to actually build. I just have no idea with this. Buzzy bees need to buzz in. I really want to build Groot in a way that he grows from the plant pot, but I haven't quite worked out what I want to do yet. There. I'm still in the process of sorting out. Damn. Yeah, I'm still in the process of sorting out truth. I don't know where all my transparent pieces have gone. could use that, but I won't have much control. So what I'm trying to do is there's a buzzy bee. Jesus, what is going on there? There's a little buzzy bee that I could have. How much of that can you see? Quite a lot. Just wondering if I can have it come in with the. So this is invisible thread that I'm holding here. I'm just working out if I could not cast a shadow while trying to bring the bee in to land on the. It'll make sense in a minute, I promise. Right. Blue tack. I did have some. It's on the back of this. It's stuck. Let's get it off there. There we go. Right. So, what I'm doing, I don't know if this is going to work. Don't hold your breath. Little buzzy bee, there he is. He's going to have a little buzzy string blue tacked to the back of him. Just going to push that in with a brick separator. Right, it's it works so well for 0.4 of a second. Right. Reattach the invisible thread. Me, this bag will take like half an hour. Also me, I'm going to make a bee buzz across the room, which is going to take half an hour in itself. Right, I'm just pushing the blue tack in. I'm probably never going to get this blue tack out. Right, let's go let him drop down. Lower, lower, lower. I almost needed it to be. Right, here we go. Oddly, my arm shaking might actually add to the animation. Oh God. There. We're gonna have to look right. What I'm gonna do, because I don't think I'm gonna get another attach at that. Another attach at that, another go at that. So I'm gonna lay him there, and then I'm gonna push him down. Right. What I'm gonna do is look to see what that looks like. I'm gonna leave the bee on there for a minute. So let's go into Digicam and just see what our buzzy bee look like. It's blurry, but you know what? It was just a little fun. I can add a buzzing effect. I'm gonna do that. The bee has landed. Houston, the bee has landed. Certainly. No problems here. Right. I'm quite happy with that. So what I will do, I'll show it in the Da Vinci afterwards, but I will remove the string that you saw in there, the little invisible thread. I hope I now have enough bees to finish off the rest of the build. Right, let's go to the build window. I'll do that one for a minute. Where's my instructions and make sure my camera's selected. Why am I getting blue feedback on that camera? That's weird. Right, bee in place, water bucket in place. Seriously, if you want to take a very long time to build a Lego set, this is the way to do it. A white flower. I'm especially using yellow or orange here. They're orange, they're definitely orange. Orange with the carrots. And yellow with the bits around the side. Yeah, I can see 4. Shout up if you're watching. And if you haven't already, hit that like button. Help the channel grow. 4 people watch me with an invisible bit of thread try to make a bee land on a honeycomb. And now they're watching me plant carrots. I mean, we're assuming these are carrots. So when it comes to the final video, I will probably add, I'm just going to bring myself in without crashing into my tripod. I'll add little popping sounds to these flowers coming out probably. I haven't added any sound effects to the videos yet because other than like the generic sort of music that plays on my preview videos. So I do a lot of that at the very end. So I don't sort of either have sounds appearing multiple times, or if I want them to appear multiple times, I have the same sound effect multiple times, if that makes sense. There we go. Oh, hello Fluffy Brick Studios. You take it. Yeah, so if you notice, it's 2 picks per brick, generally. So I'll show you as I move round here. We're about to put some chimney bits down, and oh, there's another piece going here. So if I put this basket box down, I place it on top of the studs, take a photo, then I push it down, take another photo. Some of my older videos I didn't do that, but honestly to me it just seems to be the best way. It comes out looking so good if you just take that extra minute to take an extra photo. I mean, it does double your workload, literally. Yeah, there we go. But it's, like I said, I think it's worth it. There's another guy, Motion Brickness, big shout out to him because he's always supported the channel and I've always supported his. He does exactly the same as me. We build taking multiple pictures per brick, and it's worth it. The quality of the stop motion is just that much higher than anything else you see. And even when I look back on my own original videos, I'm like, they look terrible now compared. My Sonic one, I think it was quite soon after I did Sonic, so that was last year, that I started doing this technique, and to me it just made everything look 1,000 times better. Right, we're going to turn around here, put some leaves on, put the chimney on, probably change the focus as the video comes around. And I am taking, so every little movement you see, I'm then taking a photo. I'm speeding up the movement slightly here, and I'll slow them down again as it comes to stop. So, just as we come into focus, we're just going to slow that right down. And then I'm going to put my blue tack down so it's hidden. And the reason I don't take a photo then, I do it once the blue tack's down, is because there's going to be movement in this last bit. And then we're done. Right, what do we need to do here? So it's just literally, so back to piece by piece. Just checking what this looks like. More than welcome. I do one day. I keep saying it. I am actually going to do some sort of how-to stop motion videos. I really should try and film some as I'm filming, but it's getting around to it. I'm always trying to. I've got a massive backlog of sets which I want to get built onto the channel, and then I've got a massive list of animation ideas I want to do. So it's getting around to it. So it's good that you're learning from this. To be fair, that's how I learn everything nowadays. So I just go on YouTube and I watch someone. My chair's suddenly gone very creaky. Don't know if you guys can hear it, but every movement I'm hearing creak, creak, creak. Time for a new chair. Right. So these bits. So I was saying, brick by brick. Sometimes, like here, because it's just the same. It's the same leaves going up. Or if it's like the same bricks going down on two sides of the house, I will do it at the same time, so they build in unison, and it looks really cool. But let's finish with the plants. So I'm focusing also on what I'm actually building. I've got like 500 of these leaves somewhere. Brought them for animation. Where is this going? There, must be that one. Definitely some sort of natural growth popping sounds here needed as it builds. Two, three. It's weird, like whenever I build stuff, I forget little details like that. Like putting flowers out the wall or whatever, and it never looks as good. And you look at Lego set, you're like, how did they just come up with such a good idea? Oh, here we go, look. We're going to have the bee flying in again in a minute. Flowers don't want to pop on. Right. This is just going to go pop, pop, pop with flowers instead of the two-step animation. But Bertie Bee, which you can't see there. Should we do it again? We just lost the bee. There he is. Right. Normally, I would have probably put him onto a transparent piece of Lego and flown him sort of a bit manually, so I could have more control over him. Like the stiff. Oh, have I got one up there? No. Oh, I've moved the room around like I said earlier, and I haven't quite. I've lost some stuff at the moment. Here we go. So. Buzzy Bee. The problem is I have a very slow frame rate on this. Not frame, very slow. I can't think of the word. Tell me up there. Shutter speed. The shutter speed on this camera is set to 1/20th, which is rather slow. So if you have any movement, you get motion blur. I'm just going to pop him off and pop a new bee on. I just see another bee. You do get one for it, spare bee. I'm going to read your message in just 2 seconds as soon as I've done this bit. I just saw there was a message there. There we go. Man, yeah, we're down to 3. Ugh, who left us? This exciting, amazing build. There we go. So I'm going to try and edit those bees. I've been attempting some measuring polybars and mini fillers. Let's still try to figure out when to take a bit and when to. So polybags probably are a really good place to start because they're normally sort of what 60 to 90 pieces, and yeah, I've done a few of them. I've got 3 I'm waiting over there. No, actually, I found about 6 or 7 actually. Normally I buy a polybag, I let my daughters build it, and then I go, I'll build that later, and I never get around to it. But yeah, generally stick your set down, or your middle of your set, wherever you're starting. Look through your instructions first. One way that works quite well, especially when you're starting out, is actually building backwards. So I've got blue tack on my piece of white paper here, which will probably show up on the pictures. Oh, it's really dirty. Oh well. So build your set, stick it down, and then take pieces off. Every time you take a piece off, take a picture. Obviously, if you want to do the drop brick, disconnect the piece, take a picture, take the piece off, and then it will look really, really cool. Chimney. Why have I got those pieces? Where does that piece go? Oh god, what have I missed? Hang on. Ah, it's fine. It's not in this section. It's on the bit when it joins up. Yeah, so if you were building it, if you were unbuilding it to build a set, you'd have that there. And then this can be really hard, especially with sets where they move a lot. But then you disconnect it, take your photo, and then take it away. Obviously I'm building, so it's the other way around. But that can be, because some sets, you get halfway through building them, and then you're like, oh, I can't do this without some sort of really imaginative way of suddenly making this piece there. And that's like that. If you watched at the start, I was building the door in like in situ, sort of on the door frame, and I had to slide it up slightly. Another thing you can do, which can look really cool, I'll do it here. If you place your brick on, this obviously takes a lot longer. Get your brick on really nice. Sometimes just push it down slightly. Then push one side down, all the way, like that. And then the other side, you can do it in 4 frames. I've done it in 3 there because it will sort of look like it's going like connecting down. It can just add, it changes the speed of your build just for a moment, and it just looks a little bit cooler. And then things like this as well, so the smoke coming out the chimney. I'm going to do this, so it's going to be there. And then I'm going to lift it back up the other way, push it down a bit towards the screen, and put it down. Twist it, and twist it back. You have to be, when you're doing things like smoke and fire, you have to be a lot more random. What are you using for pitching up and editing? So I will get on the editing in a minute actually. Oh, I just realised the smoke wasn't even in shot. That's the thing that always happens to me quite a lot. Damn. Damn. Sorry, I'll get back to you in 1 second. Right. now. I want to do, because we're going to join up to the other set, so I can do this. So what I'm going to do here, actually, is zoom out. To there. Get my focus on that chimney. I'm going to take that piece away. I'm just going to redo this bit, but zoomed out. And what I do in the final production is zoom back in, but have it pan up to take the pictures that I should have just been taking. So when I'm editing, I edit on a 24 frames per second timeline, but I have 2 frames, not 2 seconds, Jesus, that would be a heck of a lot. 2 seconds per frame. 2 2 frames per picture, which works out at 12 frames per second generally. That gives me some leeway. If something's a bit boring, I'll speed it back up. With the castle, I actually did it at 60 frames per second, and I did, was it 5 frames? Yeah, 5 frames for each picture, but then on boring bits I sped it up to 10 frames. I slowed it down to sped up to 2 frames per picture. On interesting bits I might have sped it up to like 8 frames, 10 frames per picture, so I had that flexibility to speed up and slow down. But if you're just sort of starting out, I would definitely just stick to probably 12 frames per second. It's a really nice smooth, if you take a lot of pictures, it's really nice and smooth. If you're not taking a lot of pictures, slow it down to 9, maybe 6 frames per second, but obviously the lower frame rate, the more jumpy it gets. Right, now a bit of hot chocolate. And then the instructions say that we join it, I believe. Let me just have a look. Instructions. So we're going to join to the main bit that we built before. And then we're just going to finish off with some nice little additional pieces. Oh, which camera just died and why did you die? Why did you die, camera? Because you're not plugged in properly. I'm hoping that'll charge. We've got a video. We have. Brilliant. Right. So this is the piece that was built first. So we're going to take this one off. I'm just going to do a fade or something here because it's going to be too annoying to try and move it and make it fly into the other piece. Plus I've just broken the pumpkin off. So I had left lots of sort of open studs for you to do your own thing with. Because obviously this set, as much as it's sort of an 18 plus set, is it? Yeah, Lego Icons 18 plus. I think this is also a play set, but my girls are going to play with this without a doubt. I'm going to play with this because I'm going to make it. I'm going to use it for some animations. But for now, so if we're going to place that one there. Right, we're going to do a complete camera movement here as well, so bear with. This will be a boring, jolty bit. Let's get... Maybe I should add a different piece of paper. I can't bother to go to the other room to get them. If I put that there, right to the front, this is going to fly in and connect. That'll look good. That is so clever. Sorry. If you like, I look at Lego sometimes and I'm like, wow, that's clever, and I don't explain myself. You've got the controls here. You have the controls here for the various bits in the Carpenter's Workshop. But this is going to join in and it's going to hide them all. And look at that joint, that's such a cool join. It's going to be, the windows are perfect to the top. God, Lego do some really, really good stuff sometimes. Right, so Carpenter's Workshop is going to be there. I'm going to do it at a slight angle so you can actually see that happening. And then we're going to do the joining process. Right, so again, blue tacking the set down. Hopefully not knocking everything off this one. I'm hoping this isn't too dusty as well. It's been about a week. Oh, we've got a wheel out the back. Where's the wheel? That should hang there. I did have this down the other day as well because my daughter loves seeing what I've built previously and playing with it, and we were playing with the wheel, and actually those flames are all in the wrong place. I really shouldn't do it with sets that I'm currently building, but I'm just as excited to play with it as she is. We haven't added anything to the interior of the Carpenter's Workshop. They built bits for it, but we haven't actually added them in. So this is going to fly in like this, connect. Let's get that really in focus there. We're going to watch some building there, and then we'll be all good to go. I think I'm just going to move it. Now, have I got off screen? Sorry, I'm going to be messing for a minute or two. I probably won't chat loads in that minute or two. There we go. Trying to fit as much of the setting as possible without the need to do any post editing. There we go. I think that looks good. Yes, I think that does look good. Right. Photo time. Ah, yeah, someone has it. Someone else has gone. How many likes have we got on this video? 4 likes though. That's good. That's good for a live stream of building Lego. It's weird. Sometimes I live stream and nobody talks and it's silence. You get the odd watcher, but nothing happens. Other times I have hundreds of messages, hundreds of... I think I've had about 10 viewers at once on one of these, which I know isn't loads compared to some people, but for building Lego, I think it's quite a lot. Especially in the process I build in. Right, this is the hard part because I can't see around that corner very well. I'm now knocking the wheel. That. There we go. So I'm trying to build like all the way around the corner. Why do I do this to myself? Right, this is the easy bit. I can do this one. See, any sane person would have gone, you know what, that wheel is really in the way. You know what I'm going to do is take it off. I just decided it would be fine to leave it there. Right. This is really cool. We're putting 2 of these bricks on. But there must be a plate. The plate is that bit. So putting 2 of these cross bricks on. Can you even see that? You can. God, I'm really actually working from my view over here right now. There we go. Thank you. I try to be. I mean, this channel, I've sort of... I enjoy building Lego and I enjoy making stop motions, and I am debating moving more towards the animation side because I'm frankly running out of space for Lego, which didn't seem possible. But the problem is I struggle to get animations past the finishing line sometimes. I've got several half-baked ones that I should really try and finish. God, there we go. The whole set just moved. The whole set moved. It's okay. But the channel's actually grown, I think anyway, significantly quickly. Be it a lot on shorts. This is the point where I hope this has actually lined up correctly. It has. That's a really cool connection. It's more than just studs. We're now using a wooden Technic bar. Sorry, a brown Technic bar, which looks like just a piece of wood, which is so apt with the actual set itself. Right, we've got a lot of spare parts here today. So we've got the minifigure, we've got a spare bee, we've got some spare flowers. Flowers are always spare. We have a spare... We have a spare stem. I've never known to have a spare one of those. Did I miss something? Did they put 2 stems down there? Nope. Yeah, that's how I look at it. I mean, I would love one day to get monetized and whatever, but I'm just not getting the watch time at the moment. I get the views, oddly, like the shorts and bits. They tend to get quite a few views, and I'm always getting people saying I should have more. But I just like making the videos, and I want to do the animations. I've made the odd animation for like my daughters and things like that, which they've really enjoyed. But those sort of things I'm not going to put on the channel. So some of it's just for me. Right, let's build the minifigure, the old lady. I haven't actually used her yet. So, blue legs, plain blue legs, dark blue. Really cool torso. So this is a really cool part of this. Oh, it's not a man. It's a Santa Claus face. Is that correct? I thought this was a woman. I guess it makes sense. It is a man. Right. Santa Claus. Really cool blue torso. I can't wait for these to pick a brick, because they're going to be so useful for the animations I want to do in the future. Santa Claus face. Yeah, it is. Then Mrs. Claus hair. I think anyway. Oh, is he in focus somewhere? Really cool little minifigure. Really nice, I like him. And he's supposed to hold some scissors, so that's why I've got another spare part. If I can build it, and I've got a spare bee. Yeah. You know what I could have done was just taken a picture of the bee and animated it in afterwards. That would have made more sense. There we go. He's going to tow up. Let's finish this off with. Can I do it? Can I place a Lego figure on a stud? There we go. He's going to fall over when I shut the door. Right, watch. There we go. And then so we're going to make the whole set open up. Should have put a light behind there. Probably too late now, but I could. Is it? That'll do. Just sort of a finishing. Yeah, mine's gone 0 as well. It does that sometimes. Don't know why. Right. I think that's it for this one. I'm going to edit it. So let's get into DaVinci. There we go. So that's the last one. I just need to get it up on my screen. And today's photo's up. And I need to minimize that because I can't see past it. Oh, you're not going to give me a whole window. There we go. Right. Yep, so what I'm going to do now is just throw it together in the animation so you can actually see what we produced today. And I'm going into I'm just trying to find the files. You can tell I've had a few days off because I forgot where I put everything. Medieval Town Square. Today, please. On this side, I need to go into Medieval Town Square. So this is DaVinci Resolve if it wants to work. So I'm going to close down the other bits so I've got less stuff running. Even though this computer is mental, it's still streaming, taking photos, running DaVinci, running the internet. It somehow eats up this computer. Something is, Jesus. What's going on? 32% GPU, 5% CPU, and 49% RAM. When you consider it's 32 gig of RAM computer, that's quite a lot. There we go, it's working now. Bag 7. He says. Bag 7. And all of today's clips. So today we took apparently 325 pictures. Not too bad. And just drop all those in. Control A on them. So I'm actually gonna turn myself around. And then create a new timeline, and this is Medieval Town Square, bag 7. I think that's not showing on, but this is a 24 frames per second timeline, like I was saying earlier. Each clip should be, 2 seconds, 2 frames per. What am I trying to say? 2 frames each picture shows for. But I produce a 24 frames per second timeline, which means I'm actually showing at 12 frames per second stop motion. Whew, got there in the end. Probably makes no sense to most people, but it does to me. And then, is it gonna want to play? It does. You can see it all actually coming together. Considering the computer wasn't running very well a minute ago, that's running really smoothly. Right, I'm just going to stop it there. Right, so the B. Oh, come on, catch up. Right, so these pictures where they've got the B on the string. Let's move my keyboard. I'm going to just change their colour. So I know there's a B on the string in them. So these ones here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 16. Spectra. Let's colour those pink. What I'm going to do is just take the frame that went before it, copy and paste that, and then drag it up, and then we're going to make that 16 frames long, so that completely covers up that B. What we're now going to do, you have an announcement. What's the announcement? You gotta go sleep. Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. And you can catch the end of this live stream soon, but have a good evening, have a good sleep. I'll see you on the next one. I might be going again tomorrow at roughly this time. Well, 2 hours earlier than this is the plan. But yeah, have a good one. See you soon. Right, so I've just put, what was I saying? I've just put this picture above these ones with the bee in them. So now we can't see the bee at all. If I take the picture or if I hide this timeline, you can see the bee on the string. I'm going to go into the color tab. Oh, I'm going to go into the color tab with the top one selected, which I'm going to color brown, just so that I know it's the correct one. And you can see, did that not color? That did not color. There we go, nice brown. I'm going to make sure I'm clicked on it, go into the color tab. And you can just see the brown spot there showing me what we're looking at. Right click, add alpha output, drag my alpha output to there. Then I'm going to go to the mask windows, which I've moved because I'm not in full screen resolution. Just going to use the curve one, which is a sort of freehand, and where I think the B line was, whoops, do that, do it again. There we go. So there is our little bee. I'm going to zoom right in on this. And we're just going to bring the curve around the curve of the Lego. There we go. Now that we've got that in place, we're going to go to the tracker and set it to frame. Going to click the keyframe there, and we've done 2 for those 2 frames. And do the next one, and I'm just going to move this curve along just to keep this hidden. What I'm going to do is just turn it off for a second, check that it looks fine. It should do, because it's nothing should have moved in theory. If it ever does, you're screwed. No, you're not, but it's a lot harder to fix, is what I'm trying to say. So that one. And sometimes you get horrendous shadows with this, and you have to pretty much cut out everything but your bee. I could have done it the other way around. I could have actually just put a circle around the bee. Might have been easier. There we go. Keyframe that. So I'm putting a keyframe on every frame here pretty much, just to make sure there's no movement that I don't want of the curve. And that one. Right, so I just need to go back to the start and go backwards, so it's not really obvious here at all, unless you look very closely. And there we go, and this is how you just mask out any props, any supports that you might have had for anything. And you can use this method for jumping, flying, everything. So I've keyframed everything. Just, I don't know what it is, but I did this time. Let's have a bit of hot chocolate. Right. And then back to my edit tab. And there we go. Little bee flies in. We'll have a little buzzy sound effect. And in fact the blur works because he's buzzing. And then he lands on his honeycomb, honey pot, honey. My brain is gone. Sorry, I've driven hours. I've been on holiday and I've driven hours and hours and hours. So I'm going to do the exact same thing now. I'm just going to colour these 4 pink. 5, 4, 4. Colour's completely up to you. as a person. I just choose pink because it's nice and bright and my daughter likes pink. So everything's always pink. And there we go. We go above. We'll move it one frame, delete that slight frame there. Colour that brown, and the reason I colour brown is just purely so I can, if I go on the colour tab, I've had it before where you think you're selected on something and you're not. You're on the wrong frame, and then you edit it all and then you're like, why is this not showing through? And then it's because you had the wrong thing selected. So we're on the brown one, but say we had different sets, we might be in something else and then it'd be pointless. So right click, add alpha output. I don't know if you can see my right clicks because I think I've got it set to window. And drag the alpha output to itself. And then go to the windows, so the framing windows as such. Draw your square and find your B. Right, so what I'm actually going to do is draw the square all the way over to the flowers, and from the start I'm going to just try add a curve in there, and I'm just going to try and keep the B. Sometimes you need to really zoom in and cut everything out because it's a bit, the advantage of using something invisible or transparent is that it's a lot easier to hide, and if you don't want to spend hours like drawing around every last bit, it speeds everything up. So keyframes, I've gone on to the keyframes window, tracking window, and I've selected frame, not clip, because the clip is the whole thing. And I'm just going to add in keyframes every time it moves. So I've moved it on one, add a keyframe, moved it on again, add a keyframe, and I'm going to drag it down here this time. Add a keyframe, and then it's going to jump to there. And it automatically adds a keyframe, and that's it, done. That's how quickly it can be, and then you can see it lands. So let's go back to that. On here, B flies in, B lands, and we have no string. Right, the last part was here, so that connects, then we connected another brick, but you can delete those frames because you can't see what happened. But then we zoom out. So we're going to delete those frames. Select this one. In the video window on the inspector, we're now going to go to zoom. We're going to try and match it. It's not going to be a perfect match by any shot, because if you notice the colours have changed, and that's unfortunately something that happens with. Right, so we're going to change this to be 12 frames, so it's half a second. And the zoom of 1570 at the start. And the position of 000, and by the end, I want it to be there, so a zoom of 420 maybe. I'm just going to reset my position to 0 there. I'm going to move the Y, so it's going to pan up. I'm just going to find the top of the screen. So that it's just going to pan up. Now I need to add it to the final view. You know what, let's change that to 24 frames. The reason I'm doing that is the movement was too fast for my liking, basically. So 464, I'm just going to copy that. And I'm going to go to the end of the frame. but I don't need to copy it away. I just need to take out these keyframes. That's better. Don't know if you saw, but it's better. Then the last few all need to be the same. So zoom with 1430, 1.430, and so normally I would have coloured these as well actually. 464. So a Y of minus 464. And that just gets that into focus at the top. The very last frame, I'm just going to extend to be 12. Just so we've got a break before it moves on. If that makes sense. So you finish building and instead of just ending and going to the next bit, it just lets the viewer go, oh, look at that. Oh, we're on to the next bit. Otherwise it just cuts too quickly. So, I'm telling that now. Jesus, how has this been such a long build? And same here, I'm going to have that open. And then before that last bit of random movement I did, I'm not sure if I'll keep that in the final video. We'll see. Another little 12 seconds, 12 frames. And we're done. Let's send that. What have I been calling these things? MTS. Bag 6. Preview. No. Test. So I normally produce a few different things, but yeah. Cancel. No, it's bag 7. Add to render queue. Render, and we will show you this in just a moment. Whew, that's taken a lot longer than expected. It's almost been 2 hours of streaming. This was supposed to be about an hour, but oh well, is what it is. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's slow. Today it was slow. There was a lot of chat, though, a lot of good chat. If you are watching and you haven't liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe if you want to see this full video when it's finally built. We are 7:25 here, so almost a quarter of the way through. What, 26 be 13. We're over half. We're over a quarter. Not quite a third, but it's coming along. I might well stream again tomorrow, but we'll see. Alright, that's complete. Let's get it on. So, previous video. Let me just look. I'm not leaving just yet. Okay. I've worked it out. Although I've lost everything. Previous video wants to be properties. Right. Like I said, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button. I'm going to do another one of these possibly tomorrow, if not Sunday night. Usually around 8 o'clock ish, 8 to 8:30. British summertime we're in at the moment, BTS or UTC+1. I'm not sure whatever time zones that is, but I'm sure you can work it out. But 8 PM in the evening generally, roughly, depending when I get the kids in bed, etc. And if I can be bothered. I will schedule some, I promise, I just haven't got around to it yet. It's been a mental few weeks, but I really want to get this set built and done. If I can finish half of it, I'm going to release half of it soon. I don't quite know how many more bags that is, but we'll see. Anyway, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, check out all my other videos, especially the castle one if you're into the medieval stuff. There's loads of Star Wars stuff. I've got a Star Wars one coming. There's previews of these on the channel. If you've missed any of the old ones, bags 1 to 6 are on. No, bags 1 to 3 are on there currently. I'm going to release the rest in the next couple of days when I get 5 minutes to sit down and actually edit them. And as of right now, you're about to see the final product of what we've done today. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope, as someone said, it's been educational. It's been great chatting to you all. It's been great building this. See you next time. Enjoy this.